Right, okay Year 10. The purpose of this video is to talk you through planning a 12-mark question. Now this is one question that you've already should have done in class and finished off for homework, and by now I'm sure you're all fairly familiar with planning a 12-mark question. So the question that you're going to have a look at today is: the Nazis were able to maintain and establish control through propaganda. Do you agree? Now in a 12-mark question, you'll always be given a statement to ask, do you agree with it? Now, in terms of answering the question, it's always a really good idea to first of all highlight and plan key points of the question. So in this question we're going to highlight Nazis, because obviously that's what you're going to be looking at, establish and maintain, control and propaganda. So the question will always give you a claim. So the claim in this question is that the Nazis did use propaganda to establish and maintain control, but you'll also be looking for other factors. And it's these other factors that will give you the chance to show off that really good knowledge that you have. Now, a good idea is to actually draw around your hands and plan it like that, because you know that at least 3 points are needed for each side of the argument. So let's get started. When we're first looking at the claim in the question, it would be yes, the Nazis did establish and maintain control through propaganda. Now, some of you might not particularly like this hand technique, but it's a really good method to remind you that you were doing on one side of the argument and then the other side, so on the one hand and on the other hand. Once you get familiar with it, it'll be, you'll be able to do a table or just put the points down, but this is a good way when you're practicing how to do it, because it'll be first paragraph yes, second paragraph no, and finally conclusion. So 3 good paragraphs, and you're aiming to do this in 15 minutes. Now that should be the maximum you spend on it. So let's look at the other side of the argument. Remember that it's yes, it was propaganda, no it wasn't, it was other factors, and it's up to you to discuss those other factors. And to get into the higher levels, I'd recommend looking for at least 2 or 3 other factors to discuss. And remember that in your conclusion, it's important for that level 4 to show balance. So look at both sides, so weigh up both sides of the question and then make your judgment. So let's get started then. If we're looking at yes, it was propaganda, then think about what points you could include. So let's think about that then. Now, one of the first points you should consider is rallies. So how the Nazis used rallies in terms of maintaining and establishing propaganda, or really rather their regime. You should also think about the use of posters and flags, so how they linked in that. But you could also consider parades, the use of films, and obviously the role of Joseph Goebbels, who was the Nazi head of propaganda. On your counter-argument, saying it wasn't propaganda, it was other factors that helped the Nazis establish and maintain control, you could look at the fear and terror. Linked to this could be the role of the SS or even the SA, as you know that these were considered as hired thugs. But you could also think about the Nazis' use of indoctrination and how they indoctrinated the youth of Germany, specifically through the Hitler Youth for Boys and the German League of Mädchens, the German League for Girls, those are the girls' groups, even school, and how they used eugenics and taught Nazi theory. And you could even link into the church. Now, in order to be really successful in this question, not only should you actually link about these, discuss these other factors, but you should give specific examples, and it's really going to be the specific examples that gets you the marks. Now remember, you must include specific details, and if you're going to support your points with accurate examples, that's going to be another opportunity to show off your very good knowledge. So, to summarise, 3 paragraphs. Think about the timing, so 15 minutes in total. Think about what the question's claiming. So what does it suggest on the one hand? On the other hand, linking your own knowledge. Now, good luck everybody. I'm sure that if you follow this technique, it'll make for a very successful answer. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck.